Well, hello guys, welcome back. You can't see it, but we have Lord Hades' altar set up. I think what happened was that Odin baited the trap. I walked right into the trap and wasn't happy about being in the trap. But because I respect the Allfather, I was like, your command doesn't even make sense, but I'll follow it, fine. And I was in the trap and kind of looking all around because I was bored out of my mind with nowhere to go. And then Lord Hades' statue was coming today, and I got the call about getting the corn. And she sent down 6 beautiful ears of corn. And I know Hades has a connection to everything that comes out of the ground. I mean, absolutely everything. Not just, stones and minerals and metals, but also crops, trees, everything. If it came up out of the ground, it's his. It belongs to him. So I knew very well this was a gesture for him. And then I'm asking Hermes, I'm saying, are the coins, were they from you or were they from him? And Hermes, he's just like, da 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 da, sorry, can't hear you. What did you say? So Hermes wasn't helping. He was like way too amused. And I could feel Loki was amused and content. So I knew they both approved. And I wanted to get butter because I had boiled them, boiled the corn, and I found this new recipe about sugar and lemon juice in the water. I never heard that before. It was really good. But I said, you know what? We're tight on money because statues, but I can go get butter. And you know where I had to go get butter at the gas station. I was never going to shop at again. But seems like he lowered his prices a little. On the way up, I saw my friend. They both invited me to stop and gave me a drink. I know the corn was as closest to an apology as I'm going to get for him almost running me over. And I'm probably being a bit dramatic, but it felt like that. I have no depth perception, so I can be 6 feet away from something and think I'm right next to it. Anyhow, where's I going with this? Okay, got the corn, had boiled off the corn, went up, visited with her. She invited me to an event, which I'll be going to, as far as I know, if I don't forget. And the other god said, well, he doesn't feel settled because he doesn't have all the accoutrements that a god needs. So Loki had already donated his vase that has his runes on it and, his candle. And the Baron and Baroness, as I call them, Baron Samdi and his wife, they decided they were donating things too because, they are quite rich. They can afford to donate things. And it's actually Oberlotta's flowers he has because Oberlotta and I he's nice, but we never really worked together. So he got something from everyone, and that seems to be the custom with my gods. They get highly offended if I, won't take it because a lot of these altars are in the basement, and I don't use the basement anymore, so they're kind of like forgotten altars that just sit there. Like, it's their stuff, but they really don't give 2 meows about stuff if you're never going to be at that altar and working with it. That's why I've told you guys, it really isn't that important to have an altar, and that isn't just me saying it from a position of having one. If you have it, you never use it, you might have as well used that space for anything else. It feels like a great idea at the time, and I used those altars for many years, but now that I don't use them, they're like, they've closed their own altars, or they just really don't care because they all have like little tiny spaces all around. So it's cool. So I'm going shopping in my basement. And so he got a lovely liqueur, which I don't even know what it is. It's like something that I got a while ago for the Baronessa, but she's like, she gave that up. And Baron gave up one of his king skulls. So it looks really cool. It looks really nice. And he seems happy. I was trying to do some research today because I wanted to get my, wheels back on the ground. And it just seemed kind of frustrating. I mean, I'm always frustrated during research, but especially so when you're researching Hades, because you know how Loki attracts dark, spooky kids that are going to do evil black magic and rah, and you just want to slap them one because that's an actual god to you? He attracts a lot of people like it as well, even more so, and There are books out there on the Greek gods that I think I got sick in my mouth because, there are these. I'm sure they have them for the Norse gods too. I wasn't even aware this was a type of fiction where it's smut and it's centered around a god. I thought I had an utter lack of values. I don't care. If that floats people's boat, fine. But when it's an actual god you're working with, you just kind of back off 4 or 5 feet and you're like, my word, and stars clutching my pearls. To me, I was embarrassed because Hades looks like a smutty pirate. Hermes looks like a smutty pirate highwayman. Yeah, it's stroke fiction for pet chicks, I guess. I don't know, but I was definitely not buying those books, but I was just vastly ashamed. Hermes thought it was a laugh riot and was on the floor holding his sides, but I was vastly ashamed. And he just tends to look either bored or vaguely pissed off, but I don't think humans, surprise him at this point anymore. So it was an interesting day because I covered a lot of ground today, so it was good. And we have him settled in, and we're doing okay. The rug still hasn't come in yet. Everybody's actually looking forward to that rug. I don't know why. I guess because we haven't bought a rug in like a couple years, unless you count the doormat-sized rugs we bought. But yeah, so we're all excited. That's how exciting our life is. But overall, it's been good, and it felt really good to have him come in. I've noticed Hades has used connections to the sea before, and people get all picky and hysterical, and they go, he can't do that, that's Poseidon's realm. Well, Hermes has sea connections too. They all do. Dionysus, everyone. I mean, look, they were surrounded by water, so there was a lot of chance for all the gods to go in, and I get the idea that unless that god would step up and claim that they are the king of everything, the other gods don't care, and if they did, they'd be like, you're drunk, sit down. So, it's been really interesting having him in. I love the statue I got for him because he looks like he's smiling, and he's out, and he has Spot for a walk, because that's apparently what Cerebus translates into, literally named his dog Spot. And Spot's all happy, like, Daddy's taking me for a walk, and he just looks like the coolest, chillest dude you'd ever want to hang out with, taking his dog for a walk. And I like that, because when we were looking for statues, he's looking at these statues, and he's different with everyone, but with me, he's like, why am I holding a goat's head on a spine, and why am I dressed in that armor? I have no idea. You're the god again. What you tell me? Some of the statues he seemed personally insulted by, but he's different with everyone. So if I just described your statue, it's fine for you, but for me, he kind of looked at me. He says, my domain's not Hot Topic, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm aware. He gets his point across. He and his brothers kind of tend to be kind of blunt. But he does have a sense of humor, so it's good to have him here. And it was good. We made the pork again. And I had put sugar and honey on it. And pork, I believe, is one of his foods. I've never met a god that will pass out pork. Well, Jehovah, but other than him, he's a little crump. Other than him, most gods are cool. So we had pulled pork, and we had egg, like a boiled egg, and we had corn on the cob. I got a tomato in there. We're going to probably stew that tomorrow, so we're doing good. And that's the thing, guys, is it doesn't happen all the time, but the gods will provide for us. It's tomato, and there was an orange, and then, like corn today. It is good because I can't get out to get fresh veg, and I don't buy it on my own because it would be a waste of money, but it's good. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.